What's up, everybody? Uncle Chrissy. Thank y'all for joining me today. Going to be doing something a little bit different. Going to be dropping a series called How to Cop Manual. I'm going to go through a series of sites, series of tips and tricks that can hopefully help everybody learn some new ways to secure their kicks manually, not have to rely on the resale market or running ATC links or paying botters to run them for you. Today we're going to start out with JD Sports and Finish Line. I've long talked about how I believe JD and Finish Line is the pinnacle for manual users to be able to secure hype sneakers. Obviously, they don't get the collabs. They're not a boutique. There's not a tier zero, but they are probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, GR retailers. So right now they get a lot of stuff. They get a lot of stuff at retail. They get the entire Reimagined series of Jordan. They get everything aside from collabs or NBHD releases from Jordan. They get a lot of Yeezys. They get all the Vomeros. They get a lot of good stuff. For those of you who may not know, JD Sports and Finish Line are the same company. JD is not terribly new in America. I think they've only been here 6, 7, 8 years, give or take, but they're huge overseas. They're huge in the UK. They're huge in the EU. And they purchased Finish Line around that same timeline, 7 or 8 years ago, something like that. So if you have a Finish Line near you, odds are in the very near future, I'd say in the next year to two, it will be converted into a JD Sports. Case in point, I think it was around December. We were doing some Christmas shopping. A mall near me had a Finish Line. I've been going there for years. Went there one day, came back a week or two later, and it's a JD Sports. It's happened at pretty much all the Finish Lines in my area. So I think Finish Lines are either going to join the dinosaurs or be converted to JDs. But JD's great. The JD is absolutely great. Their EA program is second to none for manual users to secure pairs. And their queue system is really good as well. So let's take a quick minute to talk about the EA program. So the EA program, you're going to have to build yourself a status account. Takes 2 seconds. I'm not going to go through how to build an account. I think everybody knows how to do that by now. But in order to secure A-list, that they call it, which is their tier where they start giving you exclusive access to releases, you have to secure 5,000 points, which equates to $500 spent if you're just starting out a brand new account. So you have to spend $500, and the way it was explained to me is that you usually have to spend some of that money in store to get in-store and shipping exclusive access. So I've heard people say that that's wrong. That's the way I've always done it. That's the way it was explained to me. So I'm kind of operating under the if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Once you hit that $500 spent or 5,000 points earned, you will start to earn exclusive access. They'll give you access to drops, give or take 4 to 5 days before they actually hit the streets to secure your pair, and then you can sleep in on Saturdays or whatever drop day is. They also have a queue system for actual releases. So the releases drop up, they put their queue system up. It takes a little while to get through, but it is somewhat manual friendly. It's not like Foot Locker where you're absolutely wasting your time. It's going to take you 2 days to get through the queue. For the most part, you can get through the queue in a couple of minutes. And then if you're quick, you can actually secure your pair. And I'm going to get through some steps in a few minutes to talk about how to save yourself some time once you get through that queue and secure your pair manually. So let's talk about the accounts for a quick second. So the account, like I said, I'm not going to go through how to build that, but once you have your account set up, you want to go to your profile, and then you're going to look for store preferences. So you click on store preferences, and you're allowed to select up to 3. And these are your primary stores for getting in-store exclusive access. So JD does 2 variations of exclusive access. They do in-store and they do ship to me. So these store preferences right here are going to give you access to stores near you. So pick up the 3 stores that you don't mind driving to, because when the EA comes up, that's what you're going to get access to. I've heard a lot of people say that they never ever get in-store EA. This is probably why. If you don't have your preferences selected, you're not going to get the option. So you pick those 3 stores, and then it comes down to stock. So if your store gets stock, more than likely you have an A-list account, you will be able to earn exclusive access in that store. If you don't get EA, it's likely because your store didn't get stock or they have very minimal stock. And this is great because you're only competing against people that are going after that store. It's not like the shipping option for EA where it's everybody in the country going after it or everybody in the country trying to get FCFS on the drop day, but it's just the people that are going for in that store. So likely you're only talking about a couple hundred people for the most part. If you live in a big city, it might be a little bit more, but then you narrow that down even further to who's going after your size, and you have a much better odds getting this in-store EA than you do anything else. This is definitely the number one way to go to get that. The shipping option is a little bit different. So the shipping option, it's the same process, but the demand is much, much higher. Whereas your store, like I said, they're only getting a couple hundred pairs, but the demand is a lot less because it's localized to you, and then it's localized within your size. When you get that shipping option, then everybody is going after everything. It's opened up nationwide, and that usually goes out of stock a lot faster than the in-store does. So what's going to happen is for both kinds of drops, for their EA drops and their FCFF drops, they run a queue system. So their queues will pop up at 58 minutes on the hour. So when it goes live on the hour, it'll pop up at 58. So what I want you to do is get every device that you possibly can to give yourself the best odds possible. Get every phone, iPad, anybody in your house, any desktop, any laptop, anything you can get your hands on. You want to gather all of them and be ready to go for the drop. So what you're going to do is, if you can get mobile devices that have LTE, that have cell service, whether it be a phone or a tablet or something like that, kick that onto the LTE service. The reason being, if you're on your home Wi-Fi, every device you have that's connected to that Wi-Fi is going to pull the same IP. Going to pull the same IP address, which might lead to you getting banned a little bit sooner. But if you have LTE service, that's going to get you a separate IP address for every device that is connected to LTE. So where you can, you want to use the LTE service. And what you want to do is, on your mobile apps, your mobile devices, you want to open up both apps. Open up the JD app, open up the Finish Line app on all your devices. Then again, on all your devices, you want to open up 3 web browser tabs. You can do 2 Finish Line, 1 JD, 2 Finish Line. That really doesn't matter. And the reason you don't want to do more is because they ban. They ban you if you were running multiple tabs on that same site. You will get temporary banned. It'll be a 15-minute timeout, and by that point, most of your drops are going to be over. And the reason I say 3 is because I've tested this a lot. I've opened up 4, 5, 6, 8. Back in the day, I used to try to open up as many as possible. And 3 is the number that I found that gives you the best odds to get through the queue and minimizes your chances of getting banned. The more tabs you have open, the better your chance at getting banned is. So if you're open on your desktop, get those browsers set into private mode or incognito mode. Sorry, I should have mentioned that a little bit sooner. Get all your browsers, mobile and desktop, set into private or incognito mode or whatever else you have available to you. But desktop, get your 3 tabs open, get 2 JDs, 1 Finish Line, vice versa. And on your mobile devices, get both apps and 3 web browsers open again. So for every device you have, if you can gather 3 devices, that's now 15 chances you have. If you have a desktop, that's now 18 chances you have to get through the queue. Whereas if you're just running 1 device, at most you're going to have 5. So what you're doing is extrapolating and multiplying your chances of getting through this queue for every single thing that you can gather. So do what you can. Get everybody that lives with you, let them help you out for 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe you borrow their phone, maybe you borrow their tablet, and try to get through this queue as fast as possible. So like I said, at 58 minutes, they're going to launch the queue. And when that happens, you want to try to refresh everything. Refresh your browsers, refresh your browsers, get that queue to pop up. You'll see the window. Everybody's used to it. You get that old picture of, I think it's Isaiah Thomas dressed up as NWA for Halloween or something like that. Or, they seem to be really out of date, but everybody knows the queue. Everybody knows the queue screen. So get that to pop up. Used to be able to get around it. Used to be able to bypass the queue, but they've since cleared that up probably about a year or so ago. But refresh your browser tabs, get the queue to pop up. Same thing with your mobile apps. Pull down on the screen, get them to refresh and open back up. Sometimes with the mobile app, you may have to force reboot the entire app. You may have to close it out, reopen it to get that queue to open up. But you need this queue to open up. If you get around the queue and it doesn't pop up, you may be able to get through. You may have a Hail Mary chance at getting into and getting in to be able to purchase, but I highly doubt it. They've cleared up a lot of those loopholes, so make sure you get into the queue. Get into the queue as fast as possible. Ideally, you want to have everything into the queue by 59 minutes on the hour, if not sooner. Me personally, I run 5 devices and 2 computers, so a lot of times it does take me till 10:01 to try to get through. But that's what it takes. That's what it takes to get through. I can pretty much cop anything I need or want from JD and Finish Line. So get everything you can, get into that queue by 58, and be ready to go. Now, I mentioned temp bans a few minutes ago. That happens. It happens when you have too many things coming off your Wi-Fi. It happens when you have too many things coming off the same IP address. They'll put you in timeout for 15 minutes. But if you get put in that 15-minute timeout on finish line, you're not in 15 minutes on JD. So if your finish line tab gets banned, erase the browser, start a new one for JD. Just copy and paste the links into each other. If you get banned on finish line, kick that tab over to JD. If you get banned on JD, kick that tab over to finish line or vice versa. If you get banned on both, well, sorry, you got to take it on the chin. But you won't be banned on both sites just because you're banned on one. Get out on one, get back into the other one. Again, so the queue is going to pop at 58. The way we want to set up for that a little bit ahead of time is to log into your accounts, maybe an hour before the drop, get into your accounts. So that way, when you get through, your account's already logged in. That's going to save you a couple extra seconds. Sorry, I should have said that a little bit sooner, but make sure you're logged in ahead of time before 58, maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour out to make sure that you're in. So we're logged into our accounts. We're in the queue. Now you start getting through the queue, right? You start getting tabs through. You start getting mobile apps through. If we're going for EA, we're going to talk about that process first. If we're going to EA, you're going to go to click on your profile, then status, and then scroll down to where it says rewards available and look at view all. Hit view all. You might have to scroll down a little bit to see if you have the shoe or whatever it is happen to be releasing. Always look at page 2. A lot of times it's the last thing possible in the reward screen. So check that out. Make sure that you have access to it, and that'll be that. Once you see that you have the access, then it's time to move through the process of actually checking that pair out as quick as you can. Now, like I said, they give 2 options for EA. They give in-store and they give shipping. So in-store is usually 3 to 4 days before the release, and then shipping is usually either 1 day before 2 days or 1 day before the release. So if it's a Saturday release, like a lot of things are, you're going to see the in-store option, give or take Tuesday or Wednesday. And then for the shipping option, it's going to be Friday or Saturday. So a couple things. One, yes, you can get both. You can get in-store exclusive access and get yourself shipping exclusive access. So it's very, very easy to double up on these exclusive access drops from Finish Line. Usually you can get men's pair or adult pair and the GS pair for exclusive access, but that's completely up to them to see if they're going to offer you both. If you could offer both, you can absolutely cop both. I got 4 pairs of Jordan Lost and Founds back in 2022. So I got 2 pairs of adult pair for in-store and shipping and 2 pairs of GS. They usually cost about 2,000 points each. So make sure that you have enough status points for that. 2,000 points is going to be the going rate for exclusive access on Finish Line. Now, if it happens to be a Tuesday or Wednesday and you're getting that in-store option, what you're going to do is click on the exclusive access, look down, select your size, and then it'll kick to one of those 3 stores that you selected under your preferences. It's going to be strictly based on store availability. If the store you have set up as your primary has your pair and your size in stock, that'll be the first one they get to. If they have to move down that list and get to your second and third store, they will do that for you. They'll do that automatically. If one store sells out, they'll bump it over to the second store or the third store based on those 3 preferences that you have set. That's why it's absolutely crucial for everyone to have their 3 stores selected. If you don't have your 3 stores selected, don't even bother going for the in-store. So like I said, you'll see it. It'll be listed right there for you. It'll be easy to see which store you're going to get access to. Then once you get your reservation, just show up day of, show them your, I think it's a barcode they give you, show them your barcode, and that's that. Easy breezy, on your way, in and out. If it is a shipping option, which is probably going to be the day or so before the drop, like I said, these sell out pretty fast. So if you don't get through the queue in the first 5 minutes, it's likely going to be a wrap for a hype pair. But if you do get through the queue, you get to the exclusive access screen, you get to select your sides, it's going to be the same checkout process as it is for an FCFS drop on Finish Line. You're going to have to go through billing, shipping, blah, 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 and get all that stuff set up. And that's another thing. Make sure you have all your shipping information loaded into your profile. Make sure you have everything ready to go, your payment methods, all that, so that way it makes it a little bit easier for you to get through. So like I said, get into that queue for exclusive access, check out the status screen, then go to rewards, view all, and it'll likely be the very last thing on that list. You might have to kick over to page 2 to see if you got access or not. They'll send you reminders. They'll send you a push notification from the app. They'll send you emails to your email on file to let you know that you got exclusive access. But a lot of times those don't start coming out until 9:03, 9:04. At that point, if you're just now getting in the queue, it's likely going to be a wrap if it's a hype drop. So make sure that you're ready to go at 58. Make sure that you're ready to go when that queue first pops up. Otherwise, it's going to be really, really hard to get through if you're showing up late to the party. All right, so that covers the exclusive access. Now we're going to talk about actually copying manually on JD and Finish Line. Again, I think this is one of, if not the best option for manual users to secure their pairs. It's JD Sports and Finish Line. They do a good job with bot protection. So what I mean by that is, yes, bots can get through and bots can purchase pairs from them with relative ease. But they canceled dual pairs going to the same address very, very hard. They cancel, and cancel. So a lot of times you'll see pairs going in and out of stock. It'll be the same thing once you get through the queue. You can either click on the calendar, the release calendar, and go there. Or if that's not working, because a lot of times they freeze up, like you'll get to the releases tab, you'll click on the shoe you want, and everything will just be blank. So there's a couple different ways to go about it. If you get to that release tab and either the sizes aren't showing up, the screen's frozen, it happens a lot, just an overwhelming amount of requests on their servers. There's a couple different back doors you can go to. What you can do is go over to the new arrivals page and hope that the pair you want is right there. It should be right on top. That's one way to get around it. Or there is a way where you can go to the search bar and type in what you're looking for. Type in Jordan 1, type in Jordan 3, type in Yeezy 350, whatever happens to be releasing that day. Type that into the search bar. That may help you get through it. If nothing else is working and you're lucky enough to be on mobile, try going to airplane mode, switch airplane mode on and off. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it kicks you back to the queue. It just is what it is. But once you get through, you can find the product page. Hopefully it pops up easy enough for you. The best case scenario is that you got through on one of your mobile devices. Ideally, if you got through on the app. Getting through on the app is easily the best way to check out. So if you get through on the app and you have Apple Pay, there's a lot you can do to really, really cut down on the time it takes you to check out. So I got a little bit of a video playing right here that shows you a couple different steps. So what you want to do is you can practice this. I want you to practice this before a drop. Just go to any random product page, right? Go to a product page, add the shoe to your cart, and you're going to see that checkout button pop up from the bottom. If you click that checkout button, it's going to take you to the checkout screen. Now, this screen is incredibly slow. It's incredibly slow. You have to click line by line by line to get through where you want to go. You're going to have to click through your email address, your shipping address, your billing address. You're going to have to input your CVV. You're going to have to check if you want to use any other rewards. You're going to have to check your shipping rate, and then you'll hit place order. Sometimes this can take 2 minutes, if not more. And there's no cart holds on JD and Finish Line. So just because you have it in your cart, someone can jack that pair from you real quick if you're not fast enough. So what I want you to do is, if you're on your mobile app and if you're on an iPhone, you can use Apple Pay to circumvent that whole thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So like I showed you before, you click on the product, add it to cart, and that checkout link pops up. Ignore that. Do not hit that. Do not touch that checkout button. Instead, you go to the product page, you add it to your cart, and you'll see down at the bottom of the screen, there's that little bag with the number 1. And click on that bag with the number 1. Once you get that bag with the number 1, then you hit checkout. Then you'll see the Apple Pay option pop up. Boom. You'll hit that Apple Pay, you'll double click, boom, order confirmation. It's going to save you a lot of time getting through. Watch this video a couple of times over, and then what I want you to do is go practice it. Practice it right now on a BS product. You don't have to check out. You can just practice getting through to the Apple Pay button, and then just don't click. Just back out of it, remove the product from your cart. You'll see what I'm talking about. This is going to save you a lot of time in getting out of there. It's really, really beautiful thing. It's really, really nice. If you're an Android user, I'm not sure what to tell you. PayPal might actually be quicker. I've never tried it before because PayPal is usually one of the slower checkout methods, but it's a great way to get through the queue. get through the checkout screen. So that's about what I got. Hopefully this helps some people out. Hopefully this helps some of y'all shave a few seconds off your checkout time, explain some of the things that happen with the exclusive access project or exclusive access program. There's still time. You still got about a little bit of time left. If you're trying to go for these 4s on February 17th, you got to get in there and spend some money to get those 2,000 points. They do a lot of things for bonuses. There's definitely a couple different ways to secure your points. Once you get to A-list, you no longer earn 10 points per dollar. You then earn 15 points per dollar. So that starts getting a little bit easier to accrue those points. But the points do expire after 1 year, so make sure you're using them. There's always an option to redeem for a $20 discount, $10 discount, $5 discount, things like that. It's great. I speak really, really highly of JD Sports and Finish Line. I think they're one of, if not the only big time, big box operator out there that does things right. I think Nike and the sneakers app do things right as well. They do what they can to really, really help manual users have a chance at copping their pairs for retail. Please, like I said, check this out. Practice these things, get used to them. When they have queues, they usually drop something every day at 10 o'clock, even if it's just a random pair. So jump in that queue every day at 10 o'clock, get used to it. I did think I forgot to mention that their exclusive access queues tend to pop at 9 a.m. or 11 a.m. So in store, Tuesday or Wednesday, 9 a.m. or 11 a.m. Shipping the day before the drop, maybe 2 days before the drop, usually Thursday or Friday, 9 a.m. or 11 a.m. I have seen them drop as early as 7 a.m. I have seen them drop as late as I think one time they did it at like 5 p.m. Eastern time. But that was when they were first starting out. Nowadays, it's pretty routine, 9 or 11. But honestly, if it's a pair that I'm really, really going after, like when the 4s come out, I'm starting at 7 a.m. and I am refreshing every hour on the hour starting at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until I get that to work. So Tuesday morning, 7 a.m., I'm starting. I'm getting ready. I'm getting locked and loaded. I'm not missing out on my exclusive access for that pair. I urge you all to do the same. Like I said, I urge you all to go back through and start practicing these steps I've talked about. If you have an iPhone, get on that app and practice the method that I talked about here. And if not, if you are on desktop, just get used to the checkout. Go through, add a product to your cart, get used to the checkout screen. It's real easy. Know what your click system is going to be like. Know where you have to click, where that's going to lead to on your mouse. Anything you can to shave a second or two off that drop. But that's about it. I'm going to sign off for now. I got another one of these videos queued up for one of the few manual-friendly Shopify sites and Undefeated. I'm going to get that one ready next and get that out to everybody. Also got guides for, just a quick overview of the sneakers app, the Confirmed app. Trying to help everybody gain a little bit of knowledge, get a little bit of experience, and save y'all some time to try to cop your pairs. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hit me up down in the comments. Let me know if you got any questions or if it worked for you. If it didn't work for you, things are constantly evolving, so we might need to change up a little bit. I hope this works out for everybody. Hope you're able to get yourself an exclusive access pair. If not, then I hope you're able to get your pairs first come, first serve on release day. So again, drop me a sub. Let me know what you think. And I'm going to sign off. Peace.